Hi, my name is Berlin and I'm doing my YouTube project for MGT on this article here, and the article talks about the year of social HR. Over the years, social media has grown. We now have companies like Facebook, Twitter, and WhatsApp, which are platforms to the social media world. Today, who doesn't have a Facebook or a Twitter page or some sort of social media account? In 2012 was the year for workforce innovation. So many companies did their brand and marketing through these type of social media organizations. So social HR is actually learning how to integrate these type of programs in ways that they can recruit, develop, and engage new employees in the future. We're actually going to talk about the top 5 social trends that are affecting HR for the future. So the first one is gamification. Second, we'll talk about the death of the resume. Third, clout scores. Fourth will be your personal branding. And the fifth will be recruiting for jobs. So the article talks about how these 5 trends are actually changing the way HR will be in the near future. So the first one we'll talk about is gamification. So what gamification is when a company actually sets up a platform where the employees can participate in social media, but also post their trainings and achievements and activities that they've done through the company, and be able to post these on sites like Facebook and LinkedIn. So others will be able to see their achievements and their goals and where they've exceeded different trainings within the company. So this will definitely be a positive influence on employees, because we all like to see recognition and be able to allow others to see our achievements. And this I think, is a big part for LinkedIn, because we know many employers go on LinkedIn to see what employees are doing, or recruiters go online and look at where employees are and what they have done in the past. So the second one we will talk about is the death of the resume. So the death of the resume is about how the traditional resume will no longer look the way it does. So previously, we would actually write up a resume and we would email it to a potential employer, or we would actually take it with us on a job interview. So this article is talking about how the death of the resume, that traditional resume, will no longer exist, and how employers before your interview will actually go on these social media sites and look at where you are, or where, what's been going on in your life, and kind of viewing all of the things that you have listed in there. So they will go onto your Google or your Bing or your Twitter account to actually get a feel of who you are before actually hiring you or anything. So definitely be careful about what you're posting on these sites, and be aware that possibly there will be no longer a paper resume that's only looked at through when you're looking for a new job, or those type of things. So then the next one we'll talk about is the NOT. So the NOT score is something that's going to be compared to or listed with your SAT scores or your GPAs. So your NOT scores will actually be able to be obtained by different companies. So actually companies like Microsoft has begun looking at future employees' NOT scores to see where they are in the social media world. And so it's not about what you know anymore, but also who you know and how you're interacting on a social media level. So the NOT calls itself the SAT score for business professionals. So they can actually go online and look at this score and see how many people you actually react with in the social media world. So in the future, be prepared to know your NOT tagline and your score, and say, they're asking what's your influence is what's going to be asked, and you're going to have to be able to respond with a actual NOT score. So some of you may want to, clout score. So you may want to look around and see actually what your Clout Score is and go to that website. It's actually KLOUT is how it's spelled. So you can go online and try and look and see where you are in the social media world. So the fourth one we're talking about is your personal branding. So the article talks about how each individual will have to look at themselves as a brand and no longer as a individual, but companies will ask for your Clout Score and look into who you are and what you know, as well as see how you're building yourself as a particular brand and not just as an individual anymore. Lastly, we'll look at the recruits for new jobs. So right now today, HR executives and talent managers are using these social media platforms in order to determine who they are looking at to recruit. So there are already companies, startup companies like Intello or Talent Bin, which help companies actually do that legwork and go online and look at people in the social media world and see who they are and kind of determine a portfolio of those people, which they will combine that with all the information and give to those employers looking for this information. So these companies can pinpoint who's updated their resume recently or who's made changes to it, as well as have they been looking at other companies within the job market. So these companies actually get a head start by reviewing these information that's online as their third-party company. They review this information, prepare it for future employers, which is really great because it helps the companies get sort of a head start on who's out there looking for jobs and be able to actually look at the talent pool ahead of time and not having to actually wait for people to actually reach out to them. But these recruiting companies can actually reach out to people that have made these type of changes to their resumes. So the company I work for actually uses these social media sites as well, not only to recruit employees or to see what's going on in the social media world, but the company I work for has their own social media site on Facebook and those type of things. So they give information on, say, like right now with healthcare reform, they post information on healthcare reform, health tips for members. So we actually have our own Facebook page as a company so that we can be a part of the social media world and do some of that marketing and advertising through the social media world. But not just for that, they also have a social media site set up for our health and wellness, which has been going very well. What you do is you go onto the social media site and you sign up as a member of the health and wellness program, and you can actually challenge other employees through the social media website, as well as complete achievements and different health and wellness goals and trainings. And by doing that, it also posts on the website showing that you completed that, giving you that recognition that sometimes employees, want to feel. We want to feel like we're doing positive things and moving forward in life. So many companies are doing this, and we at our company have found this to be very successful because now we no longer have incentive programs that pay you to take a health risk assessment or pay you to get your biometric screening done, because now we've moved past that, and now with the social media world, it allows us to be competitive. It has become extremely a competitive thing where we post on the social media site saying, oh, at lunch we're going to go for a walk, or we're going to do some kind of health and wellness for our lunch breaks, and I challenge you to show up at 11 o'clock to be part of that. So we're actually using social media on a health platform now, and not just for the recruiting purposes and building your brand and having that clout like in the article. So I believe that HR is moving due to social media, and it's definitely been an asset in many ways. So just be careful and be prepared what you post on the social media websites, because that can follow you for a very long time. I tell teenagers or the younger generation that I come across to please be careful of what you post on these websites, because companies are looking at these type of social media sites to determine who you are and what you look like as a potential recruit. So please be careful. Remember to check out your Clout Score, and good luck in the social media world. Thank you.